and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admirals edition. Here on June 29th, 1943. Got some amphibious unloadings still going on in certain areas. Um, Looks like we're taking casualties there at Rabaul and Hollandia. We're still unloading at Gazmata and probably supplies at this stage. But actually, we're also going to assault it. Hopefully take it. Now, I'm not sure if the damage on that cargo ship was from anything else, but it could just be systems damage. Sometimes they show smoke when you have above 10, I think it is. Anyway, hopefully sinks it. Not yet, but we have a dud there on a light cargo ship, which is escorted, so. He's supplying the internal water, or the islands of the Philippines. I think we just heard that cargo ship sink. But yeah, he he has to keep his islands supplied. Well, I don't, or picking up resources. I don't all the things that he's doing. Yeah, I'm not privy to specifics, but he certainly has shipping there in the Philippines, and it's nice to sink as many of these boats as we can. And not even for the points. I'm not as worried about the 3, 6, even if it was 15 points. I'm not as worried about that as I am the ability of the logistics being compromised. Okay, we are flying heavy bombers down to Port Blair today. Hopefully smash up some. It's rare to hit float planes, but maybe we can get something. Okay, he's bombing our troops out in the open. Well, they're not quite in the open, as it were. They're not in a base, but they're also in um, difficult terrain. We will be bombing here in support of our offensive, our deliberate attack at Gazmata. And we're sweeping with these Kitty Hawks to get them in the action, dropping some bombs. They're not likely to do much because we haven't really trained them on any kind of bombing. And this is more of the same that I've been describing. Okay, here's our heavy bomber raid on Port Blair. See if we can... Huh. Well, like I said, it was unlikely to hit anything, but I'm a little frustrated that we didn't. I shouldn't be because, like I said, I'm not expecting much. And we do destroy Adina, which I believe is a recon. Of course, that doesn't mean he has to use them in only that capacity. He could be flying them for naval search as well. Anyway, um, just putting some dings in Eniwetak's port, and then we're also hitting Roy Namur's airbase. Okay. Now, this is just our daily bombing of Alandia. We're not ready to assault it. We probably could, but I've got more assets coming, and I'm not in a rush. I'm very content just taking my time, building up my forces, assaulting when it's a good time. And hopefully putting a dent in these troops so they just cave and surrender pretty quickly. When you use overwhelming assets like we've been, um, it minimizes his ability to do last ditch bonsai charges and things because it's just it's, he's just worked over so badly that um, doesn't want to. His troops can't even hold the line till the last. They just cave. All right, some afternoon air action here. Yeah, so our flak is doing its work, hitting aircraft up at 12K. Yeah, that's thunderstorms now this afternoon. So we even if we got more aircraft coming in, we probably won't get a lot more damage there at Gazmata. But it looks like the afternoon is drawing to a close anyway. We've got some artillery unloading here, so so I set them to bombard. Yeah, I can't do much about that, but I am slowing him down. He's not entering Sion anytime soon. Yeah, our 4th Field Artillery Battalion is going to bombard, but it looks like he bombarded us to a decent effect. And I may be bombarding with my 43rd Infantry Division also. I just can't remember. But yeah, here's our fire, which does nothing to speak of. We are also bombarding here, although we don't have any specific artillery assets, or I should say separate. Here's our deliberate attack. He should surrender. He's had up to 40, maybe even 50 assault value, but we've beat it down with bombings that have just caused him to cave. Now, he didn't surrender yet that I can see. Yeah, but that'll come. Now we have the base. He has nowhere to retreat to, and that's another reason that we captured the base, but he didn't. Nothing happened to him because he doesn't have anywhere to go. So he will. It looks like he will fight to the last. We're fatigued, so right now we've captured the base. We can just sit here and try to get that fatigue down. And now all that's left in that area is Rabaul, and we're working on Hollandia. And like I said, we'll shift focus into the East Indies for a minute while we prep for our jump to Sarong. Got some upgrades going, and then we'll close the day and jump into June 30 and really finish off June, hopefully in a good place. Nice. I'll take those. I like these reinforcements. Very good. Soviets won't help much, not yet anyway. Okay, we're back on June 30th, 1943, wrapping up the month officially. Um, we'll be reviewing uh, we'll be reviewing this turn um, on July 1 to see, discuss if anything of importance is going on, and yeah, move forward. Oh wow, a lot of disabled guns and vehicles. That's a lot of stuff. Hmm. Hmm. Well, the first one was a dud, but the second one exploded into the Kisomaru. Please, please, please. Oh, that's so frustrating. Oh man, this massive tanker is in your sights and you. How do you miss that? Sorry, there's not much to talk about. He does do significant damage at Sion. And he's ignoring, which is fine, this little dot base down here. I always forget the name. Those new anti-aircraft units that are the Indian anti-aircraft that arrived at Madras last turn. We are sending into China I think all three anti-aircraft units because really I don't see a major need there in Burma. We've got air superiority. If he wants to come at me, he's gonna need to defeat my fighters. Um, I don't think flak is going to help me as much in the Burma theater as it will in the China theater. As we've seen with Changsha bombings, you know, with the damage we've done and even destroyed some aircraft, I think it was worth getting them in there. Already it's worth having those guns arrive, let alone there's still more war to fight. So I think it's a net positive for sure. Yeah, we're gonna hit Port Blair again. I don't know if we're gonna get anything. Ooh, I need to stop. Oh, that's right. This was intentional. Not losing Vengeance 1, that was not intentional. But we are damaging supplies. Another dish. We are hitting supplies. I'm gonna call it worth it. Um, we're flying over Bangkok and we're not seeing any fighters there, but we'll have to take a look because all right, so one torpedo, it's gone. We'll just move forward. 2 torpedo hits, 6 shell hits. Uh, yeah, it goes down. All right, so he's bombarding us here. This little hex east of Xi'an where we actually usually take some serious damage, and he takes none, but we actually got some counter battery fire on him. 2 destroyed guns, 2 disabled. That'll require some supplies to get back. And we counter bombard him, our counter battery, that is, beats him up pretty good. Okay, we're just bombarding him here. I could probably assault. Um, I'll take a look at that. We do have 3 artillery battalions here now. I don't think I have. Oh yeah, I have. I will wait for the engineers because we have combat engineers to help us assault that bastion. I don't know what his fort level is. These troops here at Hollandia, I think, are enough now. We are gonna attack. Okay, we're doing another attack here because he's pretty beat up and we've taken the base. I was worried about, okay, we destroyed it. I was worried about fatigue because we had fatigue malice yesterday, but I think, but it was good enough to just finish him off. He took a lot of disabled the prior day, and now everything is wiped out. We do take some casualties, but that's a small price to pay. He is bombarding us here at Rabal. Okay. All right, we get a couple of cargo ships, some marine fighters. Wow, nice. Wow, lots of stuff actually. A lot more than I thought. Okay, this is what I was excited about. I knew this was coming down the pipeline, but it was a few days ago I looked at this and I completely forgot. We have essentially um, American fighter squadron here dropped in Quaylen. These are P-38Hs with some good range that I could fly Cap over some of these bases. I'm gonna see where he likes to go, fly where he likes to I'm not going to leave well, I could leave these here. This isn't a bad place because he wouldn't suspect that. I mean, if I move him too far forward also, um well, some of these forward bases have more supplies. Not even Changsha, which Changsha is starting to recover supplies. Perhaps my anti-aircraft guns are helping in that regard. What I would love to do, I think, here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to leave them there and uh, leave them here and just cap this for a few days. And maybe shoot down a bunch of stuff. And then protect Changsha because if I can let Changsha repair, then we can base more fighters here and then start pushing his air offensives back. You know, start capping some of these other forward things. So that's what we'll do. I'm gonna give it a whirl anyways. I'll probably fly at 15. Um, we'll put that to 0 for now. I like to do this when I'm doing long range so that hopefully we don't get overly fatigued. So we're going to have about 15 fighters flying cap over Changsha. That should be enough that should be enough to ward off any even Tojos because he's usually sweeping with just 6. But I just wanted to jump into that because I was pretty excited about those coming on the map. But let's look at this. We also got a bunch of other assets, but that was the thing I was looking forward to the most. Because everything else is just somewhat excess. for now, based on what we're facing. But we'll see. We'll get, and I try to get all the assets as far forward as possible to maximize what I'm able to bring to the table. I'm not always successful. I don't always do the best job, but that's my goal. All right, let's take a look here. We do have our operations report for yesterday as we wrapped up June, and got some damaged aircraft. Let's see, Dealey. All right, looks like we got a couple of subs ready to come back out and go on patrol. And we have some changes in designation, which not a big deal. Um, oh, these two subs that came available are now actually getting upgraded. That's okay. I'm totally fine with that. I don't know where these are. They may be Soviet. I don't know, but I'll. It's not a big deal. It's just a name change. Um, got some extra Chinese pilots accelerated. And here's our all these upgrades. I'm sorry, upgrades, reinforcements. Let's. I'm always intrigued by bomber squadrons. Let's. These are called bomber squadron. It's also, by the way, probably, and I don't know why. Bombardment squadron. Um, oh well, I guess eventually they get the B-32. I mean that's if historical or whatever. Anyway, that's funny. Okay, 11th U.S. Bomber Command. We have three A-24B Banshees. Now we already have, uh, I meant to look at this. We already have A-24 Banshee, but now we're getting close to getting the A-24Bs in a month. So what I probably will do, because these are not full and we won't have any more, I'll probably train these for naval. Yeah, for sure. Naval and ground. We'll train them and get extra pilots here. All three of these we'll get them all readied out, trained up, and when the A-24Bs start coming down the production line, we will move them out. I don't like to use a lot of equipment that we don't have production on yet because I'm afraid if we start losing some, we're just getting depleted and then we limit our own capability for offensive firepower. Um, I don't even like obsolescences, and I'm afraid we can minimize our potential by not. And I do need to fill them out with pilots and train them anyway, so we'll just keep them back and get them ready for the front lines. I will. Is this still it? Yeah. I will take a look one more time. See, these are removed in a month and a half anyway, so I'm not sure. I guess we can just yeah, we'll just consider them training craft. I don't know. But by the time we get these to LA and put them on ships and send them out and put them in a position where they can do anything, I'm afraid that they won't really assist anyway. That's it'll take a couple weeks probably to get them out anywhere by sea. For example, even Pearl. Uh, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know if that's worth it, but I'll think about it. Anyway, moving on as we were. Okay, I am trying, I should say. Check this out. We've got this guy patrolling here. Oh, no, he just moved over here. We'll get him back in patrol. He's probably just steered to Quadraline so that we could get him back out. We've got a subtender or a repair ship will be good to go to make this our main sub base moving forward. And I'm trying to keep fuel pouring into there. I'm gonna get fuel pouring into Manus as well. Right now, I'm trying to utilize Kavieng and Manus, but eventually Manus will be our main sub base in this theater. We could convert it to. This is probably the best base for a while. Eventually, we'll probably want to move up and set one up in the Marianas, of course. That's even more ideal. But if we could do Manus and get some subs, all the way up to the Japanese home islands, really flood the place so we can't go in and out without encountering subs, that would be pretty cool. Um, we have secured Gazmata with the defeat of any troops that he has here. We can I can pull these Marines out and get them back to Shortland so we can combine. I need to do something similar with Woodlark. I need to get these boys back to Shortlands if I can. We did supply the base just so our troops don't die off. But Hollandia and Rabaul, we are investing, and I would like to bombard these a bit more. And we dropped off some things we could bombard with this. The field regiment, field artillery. It looks like we're in good shape here. I may assault this soon. Um, Let's see what else I have to unload. Not much. I think we're good to go. I may just trigger the attack now. And I will bomb it, of course. And I've got shore bombardment here as well that we will toggle on. We're going to have the escorts not bombard. We're going to remain on station so that after we bombard, we will stay here for anti-aircraft fire in the case that we need it. Probably won't, but you never know, right? Um, okay, and that'll do that. Yeah, we should take this. Like I said, I will set up these any bombers in the locale to hit this base. And then Rabal is coming soon. I'm just waiting for our engineers to get over there, our combat engineers, in case we need to dig them out of their forts. I am setting up, I'm getting in position to pick up some engineers, Dutch engineers, to bring into this base here. I will not mutilate that name. And we let's see. What was that? I would love to do like a kind of a some backhanded or sneaky base grab somewhere. Um, like what would be what I if I had. I'm gonna see if I can find some extra float planes or whatever seaplanes. Get seaplane tender and jump on one of these two dot bases, Biak or Numfor, and give ourselves even further sight distance up here. We also have like this dot base here Geba, Geeb. I don't know. Um, that would be another great base, and really we could do some searches up into the Philippines. Um, or Obi, or Taliaboa. But again, we're just building this base up. We are almost fully expanded at the port level, and then the airfield capacity we're trying to get up to 9. I already have this base overflowing, but you see here now we have more base administration, so I can get a lot more bombers active because we brought in the 10th, this 10th group RAAF. Um, that's going to help a lot. We've got additional aviation support, which is going to jump up even more when we get up to level 8. Uh, and then this grows every time you upgrade the base. And then once we get it to level 9, it'll just be infinite. And we can just really overload this base with bombers and start smashing things. If you look here, we're 21 away from Surabaya. I think it would be cool to get some B-24Ds and at extended range just hit Surabaya. And that's fine. Go max range and just get it in there. I want to get the Moonlight, which finally is New Moon. Once it starts going back up, and he's down to 161 fighters, he's probably decided he doesn't need all those here, so he's moved some back out. But I wanna wait for Moonlight to get up, and then I want to hit Bangkok pretty heavy. Now it looks like we didn't. Did we fly? I apologize, guys. I don't think we flew our mission to Port Blair, but and if you see here, he's got all of his recons out of there, um, or whatever else he might have had here. What that tells me, I think it would be really sneaky. I've got some transports here. Now they're in transport mode, but we can for sure amphib them. I need to grab something that I can afford. I don't even know if I can grab these. We need 40 and we've got it. So I could grab these, like this 100th Indian Brigade and assault Port Blair. Although that's pretty strong. I may need a whole division. Um, you know what I could do? I was gonna grab this and send it to Burma, but what I could do is convert it. I don't think I have enough transport capacity. Do I? I can grab more transports if I need to. Well, yeah, these carry a lot, and I can just grab some cargo ships, and we could pick up. I'm gonna do that. So this 25th Indian is going to go back to combat mode. We're gonna target Port Blair, and um, that's gonna be really cool. I have to buy it out to do anything. 1304. So we'll have plenty of time to build up our ops, plus get the shipping we need, and then as soon as I can flip it, we'll also get any. I don't want to really spend a lot of energy to upgrade or reinforce this until we buy it out because it's going to cost a lot more if I build all the way up. But that's going to be his job. I'm going to start, I'm going to try to sneak these vessels around, and we're going to get, this can hold 150, I mean, sorry, 15, pardon me, 15,900, a lot of cargo. I'm gonna need more cargo than this though. This guy's here just for his guns, I guess. And yeah, we'll just go in and hit it hard. I'll cover it with what I can of the Royal Navy, but we have a lot of air power here now. And oh, check this out. Poseidon had no longer is freaking out about supplies. Wow, this is getting better. I'm starting to see some improvements here. Well, more troops are coming in all the time, and if I can get Port Blair and threaten, a flank attack into, let's say, Tavoy or Moulmein, maybe he'll start thinking about what he's doing, bottling us up here. But look at this. We started moving forward, and he's running for the hills. Um, but I think he's gonna beat us out of there unless I bomb him, and I'm gonna bomb him because these troops are not moving in. These ones are moving out, so we'll bomb these so we can get in there and knock him out appropriately. Instead of letting him escape, we're gonna knock him out the appropriate way. All right. Well, clearly he knows we've got a pretty sizable force here. I think 31,000 troops. And he himself has, across the river here, 21,000. But I intend to put these brigades here and hold the river and then pull the division back because we won't need a whole division there. We'll dig in here and hold that line, and the division will come back out and be used to pressure other places in Burma. All right, looking at China, I don't know if, see, he's kind of stopped bothering us here for now. Maybe I'll take these off. I don't know. It's okay. We can just let him keep bringing troops in. So we're still having supply issues at Puchang. I don't like that. I, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of issues with my situation. I'm trying to find okay. This cavalry corps, I'm gonna try to bring around basically to do the same thing we did with this corps, split it up and take positions here, and I'll take other positions, try to block. He's gonna I may send the whole corps just right here, and if he doesn't have anything, maybe we can get in there and attack, actually assault it. I'm gonna hit upgrade. I don't think there's anything to upgrade, but I don't know if upgrade allows me to finally get these 81 millimeter mortars or not. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw it on as upgrade and replenish or whatever. Um, and I'm going to do one last thing. I'm going to target Quaita. Okay, so that's what that's doing. And otherwise, we're holding in all the other areas. So, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I've already gone on long enough, and I will see you guys next time. When we start July and jump into it. One last thing, let's sometimes I like to look at this, and you might as well be a part of it as well. It is now July, so we are getting these. Ooh, okay, these are more. I'm looking at these as more naval bombers. They're or anti-sub maybe. Let's see. We've got some fighter bombers, Kitty Hawks. These should be, okay, transport aircraft. Not a lot of carrying capacity. And then the New Zealand Air Force will get some SBD-3s. The U.S. Army is getting both P-40, two types of P-40Ns. Finally, we're getting the P-47D2. We already have some P-47s, but on the board, but we don't have. We weren't getting any reinforcements or replacements if we lost any, and then we are getting these where I'm probably going to use these also for, oh no, night fighters, nice. But they also carry bombs, so we could double as night fighters or sub, patrol, anti-sub patrol. I'm not sure. I'm kind of wondering now if these would work for night operation, like flying night naval search or something, because maybe with night naval search they could drop bombs if they find something. I don't know. But that would be an interesting experiment. Oh, actually, look at this, 0. We're not even building them or replacing them. That's unfortunate. And then we've got some huge cargo aircraft that are going to be coming in very slow, but for the whole rest of the year. So that's going to be nice, especially if we can get some up there in China or Lato to transport supplies to China. Well, there you have it. Now you can now also might as well look at something that I forgot this whole time I was talking. 3 aircraft to 3 aircraft lost. We can look at what he has lost: an Ida, a Judy, and a 0. Okay. And now you know that he's flying the A63M, or what is it? Did I say that wrong? A6M3A0. We lost a couple of Vengeance ones, which we saw getting destroyed by flak, which tells me if we hadn't been flying that mission, we would have lost only 1 aircraft that whole day. We lost a couple of pilots, probably both are those Vengeance 1 pilots. We will, might as well look here. Oops, just accidentally clicked that instead of that. We sank this 7-point cargo ship. Pretty decent. And if anyone is interested in the last few days, there you go. Well, thanks again, and take care, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.